epitome of racing. No pit stop, no other element than the driver in the car.
It's going to be a really tough race. You got 7 of the most competitive guys in NASCAR in it.
When they throw the green flag, it's just you and 6 other guys, and I mean, it's just a flat-out race.
Everybody's going to be trying to outsmart the other guy and do all they can to win.
It's the guy that deploys the most strategy, that is in the right place at the right time.
Somebody's going to go home with a pocket full of money, and that's what it's all about.
Stand by for Motor Racing's 1981 version of the Magnificent Seven.
This special edition of the CBS Sports Spectacular is sponsored by Anheuser.
Brown, you like it that way.
And a good afternoon from the World Center of Speed, the Daytona International Speedway. Welcome to this special Sunday edition of the CBS Sports Spectacular, where you'll be seeing live the richest race per mile, the fastest race in motorsports, the Clash for 1981. 7 competitors who won their right to be here by taking a pole position in one of those 31 races on the $6 million NASCAR Grand National Tour get together for just 20 laps, 50 miles. In the last 2 years, the speeds have been well over 190 miles per hour. They'll decide $159,000 plus in approximately 15 minutes. And if you don't think action can happen here, just 20 minutes ago on this speedway, take a look at what happened in the Automobile Racing Club of America's 200-mile event. Going into turn number 1, lap number 2, car number 75, Bob Chuck, Lombard, Illinois, and number 76, Bob Dotter. Dotter's car had started to lose its engine, and it's tagged by the Schutt car. They both cross the track, head on into the wall, then ricochet and teeter back into traffic. Number 75 sliding down the track, Bob Schutt. Number 7, Bob Dotter Jr.'s car is in trouble here. And then car number 82 from Spartanburg, South Carolina, Johnny Halford, careens into the side of the automobile. In all, 6 cars were demolished, totally destroyed. The latest report we have is that 2 drivers have been taken to the Halifax hospital. All drivers are conscious, and we'll try to update you on this story as the afternoon progresses. This race, this Clash, as we mentioned earlier, is the one that pits the very fastest cars from last year together for one event. Take a look at 1979 here in the Clash. Coming down for the finale, it was a battle between Darrell Waltrip, Buddy Baker, at better than 190 miles per hour out of turn number 4. Down to the line. Waltrip tried to make one more move, is vetoed on the outside by Buddy Baker, and Baker wins the Clash. 1 year ago, Waltrip, with a lap to go, was in first. When he came to the line, he was in 5th. And the man who was in 2nd place, who was to become the Grand National Champion, youngest Grand National Champion in history, was flying on his way in the Austerlin number 2 to winning the Busch Clash. And we're pleased to have him with us today for his commentary and thoughts. This is Dale Earnhardt, the Grand National Champion. And how about it, partner? What do you think? Now, you did not qualify. You didn't win a pole last year, champ. How come?
Well, it was more interested in winning the championship, I reckon. We tried, early in the season and even down to close to the end of the season, but it looked like we had a shot at the championship, so we really put it into that.
Dale Earnhardt, the national champion, joining us in the booth today. The story of Speed Weeks 1981 is a story totally different than any in the history of Daytona. A complete new look. The cars are downsized. They're narrower. They're shorter. And Ned Jarrett earlier took a look at that story.
Well, Ken, there's a new dimension this year in NASCAR racing. Because of the demand of the public for smaller cars, NASCAR had to follow suit. Here's the car that they've been using in the past. It's much wider across the front end. It's also higher off the ground. Now let's take a look at one of the new cars that they'll be racing in 1981. This car is lower. It also is narrower across the front. A tremendous amount of wind pressure goes on the front, which has a tendency, of course, to push down. But the real dramatic change is in the rear. The 80-81 cars are shorter, which makes a difference in how the air flows across them. You look at the old car, and it has a nice sloped rear window, which puts pressure on the spoiler as the air flows across it. but this car has a straight rear window, and some say that the air actually swirls as it comes across here, which would have a tendency to lift the car off the ground. And with the pressure that's being put on the front, that is causing problems, especially in the turns. They haven't had an opportunity to run these cars in a race yet, but the Clash, of course, will tell them a lot about how they will handle in traffic. But there's one car here that's different. Bobby Allison and his crew chief, Waddell Wilson, are going in a different direction. They're trying a 1981 Le Mans. They found a car that still has the sloped rear window. Maybe it'll put the kind of pressure here that they need as compared to the straight window that we looked at on the other cars that are in the field. All the other drivers are concerned about this car and what it might do in this race. We'll find out in a few minutes.
David Hobbs has been talking with some of the drivers about their concerns for this preview to next week's 500. And let's go to David now, down on pit road.
Well, 5 inches shorter and 4 inches narrower, two things in themselves guaranteed to make these cars more unstable. As Benny Parsons said, we don't know what to do to what or to whom, for that matter. Darrell Waltrip, when I asked him what he thought about the handling of these cars, was he said he couldn't think of anything more dangerous off the top of his head than maybe a drunk in a bar with a loaded Smith & Wesson. He also said it felt like driving a car with a flat tire, and nobody has tried any drafting yet. When I spoke to Buddy Baker and asked him what he said about the car, his comments were, and he said about the flat tire as well. And the real thing, the real key to this race is that none of these drivers have yet tried to draft in what they all say are very unstable cars. It's a windy day, it's a clean track. This could be an electrifying race. Don't go away. Ken?
A review of the thoroughbreds coming to the gate in just a moment. Stand by for one of the most exciting races in the world of motorsport.
Saturday, get revved for the 500 at the Daytona Twin 125 qualifying races. And it's the winner.
As you look across Lake Lloyd here at the Daytona International Speedway, Ned Jarrett standing by on pit road to review the starting grid. Ned?
Thank you, Ken. Good afternoon, everyone. What credentials these 7 drivers bring in here for this clash this afternoon? Starting in the 7th position in Bud Moore's prepared car, the only Ford in the field is former champion Benny Parsons of Ellerbe, North Carolina. He also is a former winner of the Daytona 500. From us at CBS, good luck to you, Benny.
Thanks, Ned.
He's calm and relaxed, ready to go. Starting in the 6th position, 3-time national champion from Sardis, South Carolina, former winner of the Daytona 500, Cale Yarborough. Cale, are you ready?
Well, I hope so, Ned. It's time to go.
He said it is time to go. Starting in the 5th position will be the senior citizen of this group, David Pearson of Spartanburg, South Carolina, 3-time champion, winner of 105 races. David, you look relaxed.
Well, I am right now, Ned.
And he's driving the Joel Halpern car, a new entry on the circuit this year. The only driver in this 7-car field driving the car he drove last year is Donnie Allison, younger brother of Bobby from Hueytown, Alabama, in the Ken Childers car. Donnie is relaxed, ready to go also in the black and gold car number 12. And the controversial car in the field, the car number 28 from Hueytown, Alabama, is Bobby Allison. Bobby, you look relaxed and look like you're ready to go.
Well, I hope so. The guys have worked awful hard, and Harry Ranier has really put out an effort for us to run this Teflon car and run well.
And Harry Ranier is the owner of this stable. He's been in racing now for about 3 years. And from the livery of Hoff Ellington of Wilmington, North Carolina, the car number 1, Buddy Baker, a former winner of this race, one of the hardest chargers of all. Buddy, what's he going to take here today?
Ned, we really don't know. We just hope the cars are good and stable and we can put on a race that the Busch people deserve, because it is a great event, and if the cars will stay on the racetrack, we're going to put on a good race.
Well, if the car will stay on the racetrack, Buddy Baker will put it right up to the front. And the fellow who drove the pole position is Darrell Waltrip. He was running up front in this event last year when he took the white flag, but he wound up in 5th place. He's driving the Junior Johnson car, one of the greatest engineers in auto racing. Darrell from Franklin, Tennessee. Are you ready for him, Darrell?
Let's go, Ned. I'm getting nervous waiting.
What do you really expect here today? You're starting up front. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage?
You never know. I hope it's an advantage for me. I need it.
Good luck. Well, that tells the story, I think, Ken. Back to you now.
We will continue with more live coverage of the clash from the Daytona International Speedway after this word from your local stations. 2 laps and they will be racing, traveling an estimated 190 miles per hour plus for $159,500. There you see car number 15, Benny Parsons, a strong candidate with a Ford automobile to come up through traffic today and put it all together. Parsons driving car number 15. In the third row, Cale Yarborough now in car number 27, the David If prepared car, MC Anderson. Cale winning 14 poles of the 31 times he tried last year. Will start in the 6th position. Caution car coming by about 85 miles per hour. Going third on the field, car number 12, and that will be Donnie Allison, who picked up 1 pole position last year. Could earn over $1 million. He's the only non-millionaire in the field today. The 4th position, of course, is number 16, as you see them scrubbing the tires sideways here, trying to get a little more warmth in them. David Pearson, the Silver Fox from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Starting in the 3rd position is car number 1, and that will be Buddy Baker's machine. Baker driving for Haas Ellington this year. There you see the number 1. And there he is, the man who won the Daytona 500 last year at a record speed of 177 miles per hour and won the Clash in its first year. Then car number 28, Bobby Allison. He'll start outside of row number 1, the veteran who won here in the Daytona 500 back in 1976. And Darrell Waltrip, who has yet to win the 500, has run here twice in the Busch Clash and finished 2nd and 5th. The field organizes on the backstretch. How about it, Dale Earnhardt?
I don't know, Ken. You know, he was talking about who would get to the first corner first. I talked with Darrell Waltrip earlier, and he feels like if he could get out in front and pull the cars, his car would work a little better. He don't think it would be as loose if he was in behind the cars. But, you know, it's questionable that 28 car. I think he can probably beat Darrell to the corner.
Inside the NASCAR control tower, there's Bill Gazaway getting ready to turn him loose. No one has drafted with anyone here all week. There's been no practice of 2 cars together with these narrow cars, Dale.
Not really. I think I seen Cale a little bit behind one car one time, sort of trying to get some feel of the car.
How do these new cars handle? You were up over 190 miles per hour yesterday.
They're not really as stable as the big cars, but the more we work with them, the better they get.
All right, coming down. Remember, it's 50 miles, just 20 laps for $159,000. It pays $500 a lap to lead. 5, 10, and 15 have a $5,000 bonus. On the break, number 11, Waltrip sneaks off.
That's what he said he'd do down before the race. He said he'd try to get the break. I think he got it.
So, unlimbering the Junior Johnson car and coming to full speed. Lap number 1 worth just $500. Just $500, but when it's all over, there's a $50,000 overall prize for winning, and Darrell Waltrip.
Cale's moving up real strong. Cale's coming on the inside.
Here's Cale Yarborough by 1 car, by 2 cars. Closing up. Then they pull away from him on the backside. Bobby Allison stays in that 2nd position. The Silver Ghost car of Harry Ranier. As they come around to complete lap number 1, you can give $500 to Darrell Waltrip. Allison is in 2nd. David Pearson rides in 3rd. 7-car draft, and now they are at full song into turn number 1, averaging better than 190 miles per hour. Waltrip still leading. Bobby Allison closing ground. David Pearson in 3rd.
Bobby got a little bit loose. It looked like over in 2. He had to back off just a little. I think Bobby wants to be in front. I think the position to be is really in the front. The cars won't be as loose if they're pulling the cars behind them.
Live at 200 miles per hour in the back straightaway. Allison goes the inside. Gets cut off there. Here's 27, Cale Yarborough fighting with number 1, Buddy Baker, further back in the field. That's for 4th. Down they come to complete. Lap number 2.
The cars look pretty good coming off 4. You know, they don't look that loose.
Waltrip picks up another $500. He's picked up $1,000 since the race began. What do you think about Allison now? Do you think he'll take a shot here?
He wants to. His car right there where he's going down through 2 is looks a little loose behind Darrell. Naturally, one being front to collect some of this lap running, but they may be filling each other out and see what's going to happen here with the cars and get them comfortable. I think Bobby's going to make a move on Darrell.
17.5 laps to go and making the move for the lead. Going out into 1st place, it is car
28.
28. Allison is your leader. Lap number 3, and chalk up $500 for Bobby Allison of Hueytown, Alabama. It is Waltrip in second. David Pearson maintaining third. Cale Yarborough in fifth. Buddy Baker in sixth.
Darrell goes back in front.
Moving around here on the outside, way in the back of the field, is car number 15, the Ford of Denny Parsons, beginning to roll for the first time in the race.
I think he'll be a sleeper because this car, I think, is going to be tight in the draft. He's going to work his way up and just see what it'll do. Also, David Pearson's car looked a little loose through the trial, but that's not
11 squirted around in front of 28. Now Allison goes back to the inside, and Bobby Allison back in front. That car seems to handle.
It does. It's been looking good, even around, you know, it's like he's coming off the corner low there. You know.
Coming by to complete lap number 4 of 20. And it is Allison first. Dropping back on the tail end of the field, Donnie Allison is now your 7th place car. Then comes Benny Parsons in the 6th position. The Ford of Parsons, many people thought would be a very stable machine and would really be able to run here in this Flash of 81.
Cars are looking pretty good. You know, it's interesting to see what the Thunderbird does. You know, he's coming up a little at a time. There goes Darrell back behind Bobby.
This is a big lap. This is a big lap. It's worth $5,500 in total. And there you see David Pearson fighting it out with the car number 1 of Buddy Baker as they come out of turn 4 over the tunnel and down into the tri-oval. Here they come for $5 grand. At the line. Bobby Allison picks up $5,500 right there as you're watching live the Flash.
They got a chance to make more money than I did last year. It's not fair.
Where do these cars get the most unstable around this racetrack, Dale?
These cars feel a little off the tri-oval here, just right out of the tri-oval, and coming off the corners, you know, like 2 and 4. Bobby's moving around on the track quite a bit. It looks like he's trying to break the draft from Darrell, but he can't seem to do so.
Bobby Allison with 498 Grand National starts, 61 career wins, won the first race of the year in Riverside, California on the NASCAR Grand National Tour, now in front.
David's trying to make a move on Darrell now.
David Pearson going into 2nd place.
Bobby looks like he's sort of broken away. If he breaks away, he's got a chance just to run off with him.
Remember, this 20-lap race worth $159,500. We're into lap number 7 with $500.
That looks bad. The 2 cars running side by side there is giving Bobby a chance to break away. It really looks bad this time.
Bobby Allison thus far has earned $7,000 in this race. His son, Davey, is out here riding. There's the back of the pack. You see Pearson, number 16.
15 car coming on. But Bobby looks bad. It looks like he's already got a lead that it'll be hard to catch him.
Controversial car, this one, the only Pontiac Le Mans here for the Daytona 500. Coming to the line, 15-car length advantage. Another $500. Okay, how do you feel about that car that's out in front, the Silver Ghost, for next week?
I wish I had one of them. I think the rear end of the cars makes it an advantage to run that type of car because of the drafting and the aerodynamics of the car. It gets better spoiler effect, and you know, the car just will be tighter in the draft and be tighter pulling the other cars, and it really shows it right now. Bobby's really working the track down low, trying to break the draft, and he seems to have done so. And David and the rest of the guys can run a single file and catch up.
Battle for 2nd place. There you see it. Waltrip still holding on to the position. You can see how unstable that 2nd car in that group, the David Pearson car, was as they flash back to the line to complete lap number 8 of 20. The 3rd place car, Pearson. The 4th place car moving up is Benny Parsons.
Benny's going to keep on moving up, I think. He's just going to bite his time. I don't think Benny can pull the cars as fast as Chevrolet or General Motors car could because of the front end of the Thunderbird. But he just keeps moving up in the draft and working with his car.
Bobby Allison in the back straightaway pulling to the advantage. It is still Waltrip in 2nd. Allison in 79 finished 5th in the class. Last year finished 4th.
There goes David by Darrell.
Now into 2nd, and Darrell Waltrip, carrying a new livery on his car, drops to 3rd. Out of turn number 4 they come.
Bobby's in the pit. Bobby's in the pit.
Bobby Allison is pitting his automobile. He is out of the clash. Something is wrong. Let's go to Ned Jarrett.
And they say that one of the right side tires is going flat on the car. Very unusual to have to stop in a 20-lap race. Bobby Allison very disgusted after having broken away from the field, Waddell Wilson and the crew changing the right side tires, but this is going to put him out of it. Ford winning it in the lane, but far behind.
A whole lot of making up to do. He can't do it here, can he, Dale?
I don't think so. It's a bad break for him. This really is. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Halfway this time by for $159,000 plus. You're watching it live. A preview of next Sunday's Daytona 500 here on CBS. And it is a battle royal to decide the class for 81. At the line, Darrell Waltrip in front. David Pearson is in second as they go into turn number 1. We have another car pulling on pit road.
Donnie Allison.
Number 12, the Kenny Childers car, is coming down on the pit road now, and that'll tell the story on Donnie Allison for this race.
He's changing tires also.
What's the story? What's the story on tires? Let's go to Ned Jarrett.
The right rear tire went flat on Donnie Allison's car, Ken. Very unusual here to see him tires going down in this race. Donnie Allison has them changed, and is like his brother, he's far behind. No way to catch up.
Look at Waltrip manhandle his car as he goes up the outside. In number 11, the Junior Johnson car, and goes back out in front.
Benny keeps trying to move up little by little, and he does so. He's in second now.
From the rear, Benny Parsons is into second place. Yesterday, Darrell Waltrip told me, he said, you know those pictures you were getting on CBS of us steering the cars through the tri-oval? He said, you're going to get us some pictures that will be stirring this year. And boy, they certainly are. You can see him just having to fight the wheel to keep that car stable. Waltrip out in front. Benny Parsons in second place. Down they come to complete lap number 12. Leader, Darrell Waltrip in second, David Pearson in third, Buddy Baker is in fourth, Cale Yarborough is in fifth.
The cars that are running together look like they're kicking pretty good through the tri-oval now. Maybe they've settled down a little bit.
You want to make a prediction here?
Not really.
Dale Earnhardt with us today. You'll see him, the national champion, next Sunday here, fighting it out with 40 others to win the greatest stock car race in the world, the Daytona 500. Back straightaway at 190 plus miles an hour. It is still Waltrip with the advantage. The first time these cars, these new cars, have run in a draft.
Benny doesn't seem to want to draft up close to Darrell.
Waltrip has earned $7,500. Now he's earned $8,000 as he leads that lap. Waltrip, who has had bad luck in the two previous Busch flashes, has the advantage. Benny Parsons finished 4th and 6th in the two previous flashes, maintaining second spot. Why is that Ford such a good car this year, Dale?
Well, the car is better. The back end of it is better to draft with, too. Just like the 28 car has got a slow back draft more than what the Buicks or Pontiacs or Oldsmobiles have. And they seem to draft better. And he's doing so now. He can't run as fast, I don't think, out front as Darrell can because of the front end of the car.
Let's go to Ned Jarrett.
Ken, we've checked with the pit crews of both of the Allison brothers who had to come in for a change of tires, and they say that they picked up some debris on the racetrack that caused the tires to be cut and, of course, to go flat. So very unusual, as we pointed out earlier here, and certainly a tough break for the Allison brothers.
We've had two shunts in the ARCA race. The latest report is that two of those drivers that we showed you earlier, Johnny Halford of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and the driver of number 75, Shat, have been taken to the hospital. Shat with a broken wrist and Halford with a possible neck injury, but both are conscious from that terrible crash in the ARCA 200 moments before we came on the air. 5 laps to go this time by. 5 to go. Coming around. This lap is worth $5,000 as they come to the line. Will Darrell Waltrip stay in that front running position? He picks up $5 grand.
Benny's car looks a little unstable when they all three the cars group up like they are. Any idea what the 28 car is running lap times? Is he running as fast or faster than the cars in the race? The leader.
Can't tell you that right now. We'll put a clock on him this time by. Meanwhile, back straightaway. Front 5 all locked together. $50,000 for first prize in this race. And
He hasn't tried crashing by him. It's interesting to see what he's going to do. Is he going to just stick there or what? His car seems to be working way out before, and David Pearson seems to be working up on him at times. He loses back off the draft coming off 4.
Darrell Waltrip, winner of 27 Grand National races, trying to fend off Benny Parsons, who won the World 600 at Charlotte and the LA Times 500 last race of the year to finish the 80 campaign, now in second spot. The third position is still David Pearson. 527 career starts for Pearson, 105 wins, a former winner here at Daytona. And then comes Baker, the man who won it all in the fastest 500 in history a year ago. He runs in fourth. Out back, Dale Yarborough, twice a winner of the Daytona 500. Back they are on the 31-degree banking of the east turn. Off they come out of turn number 4, where the cars get on the loosest edge, the most perilous moments. They're in turn 4. And here you see them fighting their way back to the line. Still, Waltrip in front. Can Waltrip hold on? Can he maintain, stabilize this lead, and win his first clash?
Well, it's interesting to see, doesn't it? Because he seems to pull away from Benny Parsons when he comes off 4. So Darrell may have the edge right there. This car runs straighter off of 4 than the rest of them.
Waltrip has now earned $15,000 thus far since this race began. Moving in from car number 15, Benny Parsons is ready to challenge. Into the banking, going low, is David Pearson in the third position. Laps running out. They're coming by to complete the 18th. There will be 2 laps to go. 5 miles left. At the line. Waltrip is in front. Parsons went high. Now he sinks his teeth in on the inside.
Parsons is sneaking up there. He looks like he's going to be there for a shot.
Looks like it'll be a slingshot to decide it, Dale.
It does. They seem to have broken away from the other 3 cars. They've got quite a bit of space in between them, say 10 or 15 car lengths.
Pearson is in third. Baker is in fourth, deployed in fifth. Dale Yarborough. Baker now makes a stab at third position.
Baker's going for the bucks. He wants to be up there with the rest of the guys.
Baker into third. A $5,000 bonus for leading the most laps, and that $5,000 belongs to Darrell Waltrip. What a great start to Speed Weeks for Waltrip, a $5,000 bonus. And his earnings now stand in this race at $16,500 plus the $5,000 bonus, kicking him up to about $21,000. Riding the pyramid, Waltrip, but will he win it all? Benny Parsons, the 1975 Daytona 500-mile champion. One of the most likable people in motorsports, hangs on the rear bumper. They go to turn 3.
Benny couldn't make his move down the backstretch. I would have thought he'd made it there.
Waltrip getting very high in 3 and 4. He's above that last white line. You don't like the line.
All the cars have been running up there. All of them.
Back they come.
I don't think Benny can do it. Waltrip's going to win it. Waltrip wins.
Checkered flag is down, and the winner of the clash, taking the checkered flag, Darrell Waltrip, is the third different man to pull it off. Darrell Waltrip has done it. He has won in about 15 minutes. Better than $50,000. We'll have the totals in a moment and an interview with the winner.
Car race them all. The Daytona 500 live on CBS Sports Sunday, February the 15th. Don't you miss it.
Next Sunday, Darrell Waltrip and all the top NASCAR drivers at the Daytona 500 on CBS Sports.
Darrell Waltrip has won $71,500 in the clash today. The time trials were rained out, and the time trials for pole position will be held tomorrow here at the Daytona Speedway. Here's Waltrip pulling in. Tim Brewer, the crew chief, Junior Johnson and company waiting on the car to take it to victory lane where Ned Jarrett is standing by. A dramatic start to Speed Weeks for this year. Car number 11, a Buick Regal, driven by Darrell Waltrip of Franklin, Tennessee. has won the Clash. Finishing in second and picking up $18,000 was Benny Parsons. Finishing third, winning $14,000, Buddy Baker. In fifth position was David Pearson. The Automobile Racing Club of America 200-mile event has yet to be completed. They were into that race about 10 laps. That race was pulled off and will be completed later today. And as we mentioned, pole position qualifying will be tomorrow. It rained all morning here at Daytona. Finishing in the fifth position was Cale Yarborough. In sixth, Bobby Allison. And seventh was Donnie Allison. The speed was the slowest of the Clashes thus far. They only went 189 miles an hour, Dale.
Not fast enough. You know, I expected the speeds to slow down, though, because of the little cars, and I think the longer they ran, the cars got a little looser and looser, and that's why I was looking for the Thunderbird to come on at the end of the race, but Darrell held him off. You know, Darrell's car looked pretty good the whole race.
Let's go to victory lane with Ned Jarrett.
Walter pulled his Buick, the 1981 model, into victory lane. And you can see the big smile on his face here as he starts to unhook his paraphernalia. Darrell, by golly, you did it.
Oh, Ned, for so long we've been saying if anybody could go out and lead the most laps and win the thing, they can make a big chunk of money. And it's really been a nerve-wracking kind of thing. And looked like Bobby might really had us all blown away, and then something happened to him. And I said, man, now's your opportunity. If you're ever going to do it, take advantage of it.
You had to be concerned about Benny Parsons in the Ford there at the end, too.
Well, I knew how well that car was going to handle, or at least anticipated it. And I was terribly loose. I was smoking the right rear tire all the way. And I just gritted my teeth. I said, for that kind of money, I'd just be like old Muhammad Ali. I'll take my licking.
Well, Ken, that smile on his face tells the story, and I guess if I'd won $71,500, I'd have a big smile on my face, too.
We'll be back in just a moment with more of the Clash of 1981, where Darrell Waltrip is...